أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. إن في خلق السماوات والأرض واختلاف الليل والنهار لآيات لأولي الألباب الذين يذكرون الله قياما وقعودا وعلى جنوبهم ويتفكرون في خلق السماوات والأرض ربنا ما خلقت هذا باطلا سبحانك فقنا عذاب النار. صدق الله العظيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Jazakallah khairan for taking time out for this roadmap webinar we had yesterday from Muzakkir, and today I'm going to present my roadmap in a PowerPoint style so that you will have a clear vision of what we are talking about, this world-class research center. So empowering Muslim scientists, a vision for a world-class research center is the topic of my day. A roadmap for research center would look like, how do we do? We start with empowering the future of science. So it starts with a vision and mission. So what is our vision? Our vision is to become a global hub of cutting-edge scientific research, empowering young Muslim scientists to pioneer innovations that transform India's economy and society while fostering a culture of knowledge, inclusivity, and wealth creation for the betterment of all societies. That's our vision. And our mission would be to establish a world-class research facility that nurtures highly motivated and passionate Muslim researchers, providing them with the state-of-the-art resources and mentorship. So through this groundbreaking research, patenting, and commercialization of innovations, we aim to generate wealth that drives economic growth while creating equal opportunities for scientists and advancing the nation's technological prowess. First thing first, what do we call our research center? We should have a name. Without a name, we cannot reach out to the general public. So we should have a face, a name. So I did some brain taxing and came up with some 7 or 8 names with some TLS, 4LS, 5LS, whatever acronyms. So the first one is INSPIRE, Institute for Scientific Progress, Innovation and Research Excellence. So this name captures the Institute's core mission to inspire and empower future generation of scientists. Second one would be Vision, Visionary Institute for Science, Innovation and Open Network. This name emphasizes the Institute's forward-thinking approach and commitment to fostering collaboration and innovation. The third one would be SPARK, Scientific Progress and Research Knowledge Center. This name highlights the Institute's role as a hub for knowledge creation and dissemination. The fourth one, Genesis. We got another number 5 as Arise, number 6 as Impact, number 7 as Beacon, and so on and so forth. So you can look in the screen what they stand for. Nevertheless, I shortlisted Inspire. To my mind, looks very attractive and inspirational. So once we have the name selected and we got a face, then from vision to action, how do we move? So building a research center involves phases: phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Phase 1 is developing a comprehensive research roadmap outlining strategic research areas and potential partnership. This phase involves engaging with experts and identifying key challenges that Inspire will address. Phase 2 would be building a state-of-the-art research facility, equipping it with the cutting-edge technology and infrastructure. This phase involves meticulous planning and execution to create an inspiring and conducive environment for research. Finally, phase 3 would be to recruiting top talent and establishing partnership, fostering collaboration and knowledge exchange. This phase involves attracting highly motivated and skilled researchers and building strategic alliance with leading institutions. So once we have all the 3 phases completed, we will then go to governance and management.
I was talking about the governance and management. Right? So we have board of directors, management team, transparent governance. After that, we will have a leadership team. What will be the leadership team? We will have a CEO, director who provide overall leadership and strategic direction for the organization. Then we have a chief financial officer, manages financial resources, including budgeting, fundraising, and reporting. Then we have chief operational officer, who oversees day-to-day operations, ensuring efficient and effective execution of the program. Then we have a chief technology officer, who will lead the technology development and implementation, ensures secure and reliable system. So that way we will have the leadership team. After that, what we do, we have a strong governance structure. How do we have a strong governance structure? So we will have board of directors, trustees, to establish a board with diverse expertise, ensuring representation from various fields and backgrounds. So, then we have a specialized committees focused on finance, research, and ethics to oversee specific areas of operation. That's a strong governance structure. After that, once we develop a strong governance structure, we have to attract and attracting and developing talent. That's our next step. So the research center will actively attract and nurture a diverse pool of talented Muslim researchers, ensuring a vibrant and intellectually stimulating environment. So this involves a strategic recruitment drive and comprehensive mentorship program. So what is recruitment drive? A targeted recruitment drive will be to launch a highly attractive, highly motivated, highly achieving Muslim researchers, scientists from India, and if possible, if we grow big enough, from abroad too later on. So that the center can leverage its reputation for excellence, state-of-the-art facilities, and commitment to fostering a supportive research environment to attract top talent. And followed by a mentorship program, we will have that, like in our first meeting, Brother Abdul Khadir was worried about engineering students not being talented enough. So mentorship program will address that challenge. Center will establish comprehensive mentorship program, pairing promising young researchers with accomplished scientists and industry leaders. That way we'll have a very good, strong mentorship program. Then we will have, next will be building infrastructure. Okay. Building infrastructure and partnerships. So the success of the research center hinges on establishment of a robust infrastructure and forging strategic partnership. So securing a suitable location. So in my mind, initially I thought that we will have 3 centers, Hyderabad, Chennai, Bangalore, with Hyderabad as a head office, and then Chennai and Bangalore as a branch offices. And all the 3 locations will have the same research facility, top of state-of-the-art, top-class research facility located at the 3 centers. Then we have designing a state-of-the-art facility. That research center will be equipped with cutting-edge laboratories, collaborative workspaces, innovation hubs, incubators, and eco-friendly infrastructure. This modern facility will provide researchers with the tools and resources they need to conduct groundbreaking research and translate their findings into real-world application, and then converting that into a wealth creation. So that's the whole idea, inshallah, behind all this exercise. Then followed by this, we will have to protect the research in terms of IPR, individual, intellectual property rights, and commercialize those innovations. Because overall, whatever we do, we have to become a self-sustainable research center. So protecting and commercializing innovation, the research center will prioritize protecting its intellectual property and developing a robust commercial strategy to translate research outcome into real-world applications. So intellectual property like patents and commercialization of these strategy, the center will develop a comprehensive commercialization strategy to bring research results to market through licensing agreement, liaison officers, the creation of spin-off companies, as I explained yesterday, a spin-off, what is a spin-off, and then joint ventures with the industry as well as other partners. So this strategy will ensure that the center's innovation have a tangible impact on society and contribute to economic growth. Next, we will foster community engagement and social impact. This is very important. This is very good, because as long as we communicate with the community at large, what we are doing, who we are, what is our contribution, we will not get wider support. And therefore, it is very important that research center will actively engage with community inspiring young scientists and contributing to social progress. This involves creating outreach program, establishing scholarship, and organizing public events. So outreach programs will be like center will create outreach programs to inspire young scientists in local schools. These programs will expose students to the wonders of science, encourage their curiosity, encourage them, motivate them into critical thinking, and foster a passion for STEM fields. And then we also facilitate in providing scholarship. The center will establish scholarship for underprivileged Muslim students in STEM fields. These scholarship will provide financial assistance and support. As well as we will do public events, like center will organize public science outreach, science promotion, science road shows, events and awareness campaign to involve the community. These events will showcase research findings, promote scientific literacy, and foster dialogue between scientists and the general public. There is a big, huge gap in our culture. In Western society, this gap is pretty less. Scientists and general public have a very small gap. The general public is aware of what's the scientific development going on in their society. Here, it's totally different. General public and the scientific community have wider gap. We have to reduce this gap. Then next will be building a global network. A global network and the presence, our presence. We should know that we are there. People should acknowledge our presence. So hosting global conferences, engaging with diaspora, so all NRIs outside, they should know what we are doing, and establishing exchange programs. So once we are settled, we can also invite foreign students to come and do research, and we can send our students to their research centers. So hosting global conferences is vindicative what I mean by that, including conferences and workshops to showcase our research centers' research output and attract international attention. Engaging with diaspora, the center will actively engage with the Indian Muslims diaspora for support, mentorship, and international connection. This engagement will leverage the expertise and networks of the diaspora to enhance the center's global reach and impact, because impact is very, very important. We have to have an impact at a global scale. Establishing exchange programs, as I explained what I mean by that, sending our students and bringing their researchers to our center. Then we will have next research grant allocation and ethical framework. This is very important. So first thing is transparent application process. So this will be clearly defined guidelines and procedures for submitting proposals based on merit. Proposals will be evaluated based on scientific rigor, impact, and feasibility of the project. Then there will be we will maintain a public database, accessible information on funded research projects. Then we will have a code of conduct, ethical guidelines for research conducted, and conflict of interest. We have to address if there is any conflict of interest. And then we should also have a whistleblower policy. So this mechanism for reporting ethical violation and concerns. So far, so good. So what I think, I did some brainstorm, I did some research, and then figured out how do we actually define which research areas we should actually look into. So to my mind, I came up with these research areas and how we allocate our budget. Whatever budget we decide as a target, how do we allocate? So I thought biotechnology and bioengineering 15%, renewable energy and clean technologies 10%, AI/ML 10%, nanotechnology 10%, agri-tech, sensors and food technology 10%, so on and so forth. You can see I stop at 13. We can make more depending on how we want to create quickest possible impact into the market and start wealth creation. So we can brainstorm this into more detail later on.
With defense, you can also have.
Yeah. So then after that, how do we ensure our sustainability and long-term success? This is very important. Initially, we might get funds, we will be happy, we will start. But then how do we sustain ourselves? This is a very important question. So the research center's long-term success hinges on establishing a sustainable model for operations, innovations, and impact. So this involves securing financial stability, reinvesting resources, and ensuring transparency and accountability. So how do we do that? Establish an endowment fund. An endowment fund will be established to secure long-term operations and innovation. This fund will provide a stable source of income, enabling the center to continue its research activities, attract top talent, and invest its cutting-edge infrastructure. Then we can also seek funding. The center can actively seek grants, sponsorships, individual donations for new projects, and these funding sources will provide the necessary resources to support ambitious research initiatives and expand the center's impact. And then whatever revenue we generate, we reinvest that revenue from the commercialized research outcomes into infrastructure, into grants, into operational cost, salaries, maintenance, and recurring costs. This investment strategy will ensure the center's continued growth and sustainability, fostering a virtuous cycle of innovation, to my mind. Then we should have to safeguard and take care of all this. We should have a legal foundation and compliances. Yesterday, I raised this point that I was speaking to a senior scientist, senior director from IICT. He said we cannot do everything we want. There are some government norms that we need to approach the government and get approval. So legal foundation and compliances. So I suggest that we should go for Section 8 company from the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, register a company in the name of Inspire or any other name which you all might agree to. Then this will be a non-profit organization with charitable objective, limited liability for members, and restricted profit distribution. The reason why we have to have a restricted profit distribution is we have to reinvest in the research center to expand the research center, to make its impact global. Then, transparency and accountability. The transparency and accountability are very crucial for building trust and ensuring the ethical operation of non-profit organization. So we can explore how we can do that, how we can practice. We can take legal expertise from our legal guidance and establish this transparency and accountability. Then we should have this is another critical thing, independent audit. Whatever we are doing, we should have an independent audit and financial control. Annual external audits, conduct annual audits by independent firms, internal financial controls, implement internal controls and regular internal audits, public audit reports, publish audit reports publicly for transparency and accountability. Now, so the big question. So far, we say, mashallah, tabarakallah, sounds awesome. But the big question, how are we going to do it? So, how are we going to do it? That's the question. It's $1 million question. I suggest we do crowdfunding. We develop a strategy for a crowdfunding. We define a model. So the model will be a donation-based, a reward-based, or a equity-based. A donation-based model will be, it relies on the generosity of the donors who contribute without expecting any direct return on their investment. So it's often used for non-profit projects or causes like we are using in a SCMP trust. The other one would be reward-based. So this model offers tangible reward or perks to backers in exchange for their contributions. The reward can range from exclusive merchandise to early access to products and services. Or it could be a equity-based model, allows backers to invest in the project in exchange for equity or ownership in the venture. It's typically used for for-profit companies seeking to raise capital. So we can brainstorm on this particular aspect when we seriously meet with how we go about that. Finally, I would say crowdfunding strategy should how do we do crowdfunding strategy? So we should have a community engagement. If we are choosing the option of crowdfunding strategy, we should design a very strong community engagement. Reach out to Muslim community, universities, research organizations. This can be done through online platforms, community events, and targeted outreach programs. And we can also collaborate with influencers, partner with influencer figures from the community such as scholars, entrepreneurs and philanthropists, social media influencers. Take their support, can amplify the campaign and reach credibility. So inshallah, if we look into this roadmap, which I'm almost at the conclusion of my roadmap, so I think we can come up with a very specific plan to put this roadmap into action. So let's define a target and start working on it. So here I come to my conclusion. of my presentation. Jazakallah khairan. Thank you for your attention. Now I open the floor for discussion.